They lost wickets at regular intervals. 5 wickets down even before the 10th over.
Well, everyone got amongst it except Naeem Young. Shared around. Walsh Jr. really pleased for him after yesterday's mauling. Look at that. 13 dots, 3 for 19, 2 for 5 for Reefer. Let's go sideline to Alex Jordan.
Well, yesterday we passed the halfway stage of this tournament, and you got a sense that the teams understood they had to punch another gear. Barbados Tridents have done just that. Bowled out the Zouks today, and a wonderful debut for Joshua Bishop, the 20-year-old Barbadian. 1 for 19. Joshua, how does it feel your first time out to take a wicket in the first over?
Well, it was enjoyable time. Just after filling the shoes from it, I just left off. We were.
I was wondering how you would feel, though. You guys coming off a really tough loss yesterday, and the captain gives you the first over.
I was a bit nervous at first, but once I bowled the first ball, I was back to my normal self.
All right, well, let's hear a bit about those conditions in the middles. Much conjecture and discussion about it. How did you find them?
Well, the wicket was spinning a bit. Some balls were keeping low. It's a bit too pace, so once the batsmen don't really go batting back foot, they'll be okay.
Well, you seem to get involved in a lot of the action. You took a good catch there towards the end.
Oh, yeah.
Were there any nerves there? Your advice now for the batsmen who are going to chase this down?
Well, don't take these smoke.
Digicel Highlights bundle. Yeah. Put it to bat, and he got away with there. And he couldn't get away with this one. Rakeem Bishop, cute little beauty, into the action. Spiceman smoked 6, and then this. Cracked in front. Nigel Dogood sees you're out of here. Big moment. Start of the innings. Both openers gone. Bounce out, a little bit of fortune. Really did lay down the challenge. And Mr. O'Shea Hope, of all people. Test keeper. Little heave on the onside, and then this. Got his man. Yeah, thoroughly deserved for Walsh Jr. Really was a nice bit of bowling.
Roston Chase picked up an early boundary. He was expected to do more, but Hayden Walsh Jr. had different plans. Bold is the route that he got Chase dismissed. And the crucial one, Mohamed Nabi searching for hero maximum. Johnson Charles making no mistake. And it continued the celebrations for Hayden Walsh Jr. Darren Samuel, as soft as it can be, needlessly run out. Javel Glenn struck a big one early, his first delivery. Najibullah Zadran had to find the composure to keep going all the way and anchor the innings. Glenn eventually held out. Hayden Walsh Jr. taking a good catch. And then Zadran attempting the big shot. Bishop taking the catch. Kugelheim, he attempted a big one and he found Hayden Walsh Jr. And the last wicket going to Rashid Khan to close the innings off.
Word on the Tridents. Bet Daily sponsor the innings break. So, Barbados to track down 93. Plenty of time to do it. 20 overs. Yeah, let's take a break and come back with the reply. Well, the man of the moment, Hayden Walsh Jr., had a wonderful time of it, picking up 3 wickets, having a real impact with his leg breaks. He's had a lean tournament to date, but today was his day. Big wicket of Nubby there, part of his package. He's also dynamic in the field. He's taken a couple of brilliant catches in the outfield. He's an asset to any side. Don't forget his batting. He's not the worst either with bat in hand. So the Zouks batting first and really struggling to get going, losing early wickets, both Cornwall and Fletcher failing. Boucher got going, Chase got going, and so did Najibullah Zadran with his 22, but they failed to go deep into the innings to help them get some sort of total. And some good bowling performances here. Bishop 3 overs, 1 for 17 for the standout Hayden Walsh Jr. 13 dot balls in that 3 for 19. I've got alongside me Samuel Badri. Pretty good performance, wasn't it?
Really excellent, especially coming on the back of what he endured yesterday, which would have been very deflating. Very expensive, hit out of the park, and then to return less than 24 hours later with this performance speaks a lot to the character of the young man. Dream 11 MVP race, no doubt, and no surprises that he's at the top, Hayden Walsh Jr. Excellent first half from the Barbados Tridents, and he was very instrumental in achieving that. A lot of fans looking on throughout the region, throughout the globe, certainly. And we've got a Republic Bank fan stand question from Jordan.
How are the players adapting to the new environment because of the whole pandemic? And another question would be, how are the players adapting to the pitches in Trinidad? Because the tournament is one thing in Trinidad, so how are the players adapting to the pitches, and what are the plans to execute against their opponents, and what's not? Are the players adapting to the new environment because of
That's
the
from
pandemic?
Jordan.
And
Like and follow Republic Bank on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for all things CPL. Tom Moody.
Yeah, very good. It's challenging, but we have to adapt in these challenging times. Everyone has to, whether you're just at home or you're playing sport like these fellas are doing. And just around the pitches, we're using obviously the two venues here at Queen's Park Oval and also the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. I think at Queen's Park we've had our challenges, but I think certainly the last 2 days, both today and yesterday, the surface has been better. It was always going to turn when there's a lot of pressure on the surfaces, and I think we've seen the spinners taking control, but I think with the 3 surfaces that we'll be using next week at the Brian Lara Cricket Stadium, I think we'll have some good cricket, Sammy.
From the Kensington Oval, magnificent part of the world, beautiful beaches, very famous for those aquamarine sites, water sports, cuisine.
Yeah, there's plenty of great places to eat and have a few quiet drinks and watch the sun set in the distance. It really is one of the most beautiful places you could ever wish to visit, whether it's romantically with your partner or with a family. It really is a special place. Many good times to be had on the water. The beaches there are as good as you get in the world. They really are unique in the colour of the water and the wildlife that's underneath. Johnson Charles, one of the form players of the tournament, has made his way to the crease. Good healthy strike rate of 130. And Shea Hope will be very keen to get himself going in this tournament. He's a high-class player, but hasn't really hit his straps yet. Speaking of hitting his straps, this guy has. Mohamed Nabi has had a wonderful tournament to date. Really has been an asset to this Zouks side. His right arm off spin, he's been the regular opening bowler during those challenging power play overs, and the man next to me had to do that as well. Sammy, difficult task, isn't it?
Yes, certainly is, with the field restrictions, with the new ball, a batsman coming after you. But Mohamed Nabi and others like him have found a way to be successful. 5 wickets in the match before.
So the Tridents are away. Johnson Charles is off the mark. 2 outfielders deep mid-on and deep mid-wickets. Pretty standard to an off-spinner to the right-hand batsman in the power play overs. The ring field in the offside, so you'll be looking to keep a tight line into that middle and off stump and to turn it into that line. He'll also use his arm ball quite regularly, Nabi.
He's one of those players who doesn't have a lot of mystery. We've come to expect that the successful T20 spinners must possess some element of mystery, the ability to turn the ball both ways perhaps. But what he does really well is changes in pace, changes in length. He doesn't have a lot of mystery. And very subtly so as well. So there's no cue given to the batsman. And I really like especially how slowly he bowls at times. His changes in pace, changes in length. He doesn't have a lot of mystery. And very subtly so as well. So
the slower generally that you bowl, the more chance to spin off the surface. He likes to use his arm ball a lot in these early overs when the ball does swing, when it's at its very newest. Can be a very effective delivery. An appeal by bowler, but keeper not in support. Fletcher behind the stumps. seeing that that was going down well down the leg side. A good first over, just 3 coming from it. Partnership, which has been an effective one for the Zouks with the new ball, and throughout the innings they've both taken a number of wickets and really led this attack.
Kugel Island in particular has been very penetrative in the matches so far. Very expensive in his first match, 1 for 42. But came back really well. 2 for 28, 4 for 33, 3 for 24, none for 19, and then 1 for 16. So he sits second on the list of leading wicket takers in this year's edition of the Hero CPL.
He's got a slip in place. Raheem Cornwall is occupying that sort of wide first slip. Club down to the ground, but there's cover there at deep mid-on. It's always interesting, Sammy, chasing these small totals. Do you think there has been any sort of instruction from the management to the opening pair to how to go about it?
I think Johnson Charles will play the way Johnson Charles plays, which
nicely played, just opening up the face and timing that to perfection.
you have to admire the wrist work in operation here. The reason why he has been so successful in the subcontinent. Shea Hope, just look how he turns that wrist on contact to find the gap and also gets the power. Such a skillful player and an important member of this Tridents batting lineup.
Back into the length response from Kugelheim.
Yeah, really Kohli-esque on that one. Wrist work.
Ball remaining this second over. The 5 coming from this over so far. Ideally like to close this over. And he does successfully. So 5 coming from it. It's 9 without loss. There's plenty of depth in this Tridents batting order. They bat right down to Hayden Walsh Jr. A lot of all-round is there. The two specialist batsmen.